He took it. You were at the, I'll tell you, I don't know if he took it or he just went over there and looked at it.
That's all right.
Hey, look at that time. Yes, Michael.
I saw the
Good for you.
fly go under that time.
That's a troublemaker. You make that fish pay, will you?
Oh, I wish we could land one of them.
I'll tell you, that other fish might come around and help you. He's so mad at that fish. All right. Why don't you walk down with him? Take him down below here if you need to. I'm coming. I'm coming for moral support.
Well, that's a strong fish, Jack.
I know.
Oh,
Well, is there a point to walking down?
well, he's not walkable yet.
Okay.
He's not going down, he's going up.
Well, this would be
He's right under my feet here now.
You want me to sneak down below him
Yeah.
without spooking him? Nice place right here, Mike.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, but if we can get him settled down again.
I got to get way below him. I keep spooking him.
He's gonna
Okay.
get in those rocks now. I think it's gonna be better if you can
Yep.
just kind of hold up, because all he's doing is running.
I know it.
from
I
you.
just kept trying to get ahead of him.
Because with this 6X, this is gonna be tough.
If he'll go upstream, Mike, maybe he can get down below now.
All right, get in front of that
Yep.
log thing.
I'm just going to take it
I'm
nice.
gonna move him in the shallow water. Go ahead. Finally get one in the net.
Oh man, these are wild fish.
Yeah, they're beautiful fish, aren't they?
This is a troublemaker. We've definitely taken him
See,
out.
that's a nice rainbow.
Beautiful.
We're
They're
good.
they're about as pretty a rainbow as there are in existence.
Yeah, let's see. The nymph's up here in the
Yep.
right in the top of his mouth.
There I got.
I got him. All right. Now we'll let him get a little bit of.
Boy, isn't that beautiful?
Oh, it is beautiful. You know, that's what you always think about when these big wild fish. You don't catch many of them. See,
Nope.
he's getting ready to go. Hang on, buddy. I want you to hold a little longer. I want to get him. This water's not the coldest.
Oh, look at those spots.
Yeah.
Aren't those?
And see, every fin's perfect.
Oh, I know.
None of these bent fins.
There he goes, right?
He's going to go hide under you, Jack.
Yeah, no, he's headed to the main river. There you go.
Ready to tie some flies.
Right, I want to see that caddis that you hooked that big fish on.
That's the one we lost. It
Yeah.
got out in the weeds.
Right.
Big old fish.
Of course, it was always the biggest fish that
I
gets
think
away.
it was. But we're going to use a curved caddis hook. I don't know whether
Yeah, I can see that.
how that shows up.
Yep, that looks good.
And I've got a little dark bead. Sometimes I don't like those gold beads. I think they kind of spook the fish. These fly tying beads have they're tapered.
Right.
And you want to put the small hole in here, and that'll butt right up against the eye of the hook. And
Now, what do you call this fly that
this
we're
is
tying?
called an electric caddis.
That's because it's a shockingly good
Yeah,
nymph.
I'll show you why. We're going to put some of this pearlescent tinsel on it, and that's going to liven it up,
Good.
so the fish will notice it. It looks, when you put some of this shiny stuff on, I think it kind of gives the effect of air bubbles.
Mhm.
And nymphs do have a lot of shine to them a lot of times. We'll use some olive thread because we're going to stay with olive. You don't have to tie this thing in olive.
I know it's an 8/0 thread.
8/0 thread, and I do a couple of colors of this. I do one of them in a green caddis, and the other one I like has kind of got a cream body. And this is going to be the green one. That's the one we were using today. We're going to put some of this on here that we're going to pull over the back. Notice that this is in different sizes. This is a large. And
Are you
we'll
going to
just
put any
cut
lead
this.
on that?
No, we don't need any lead. If we had lead, we'd end up with too much weight. Then I'm just going to tie this on, and this is what we're going to pull over the back. And I want to wind that down into the middle of this bend. And then what we're going to put is some of this wire. Now the one we had today had gold wire, but I just think this is the neatest stuff.
Great stuff.
You get this wire in all colors, and
That's almost a
ultra
fluorescent.
wire. Yeah, look at that. And that's going to really add some more of this color.
Ultra wire.
So we'll put that on. And then we got to be careful that we don't dub the body too thick. We're going to use an Antron blend dubbing, but I want it to be pretty skinny on that. So I'm going to put a little bit of wax on this thread. This is wax thread, but this will kind of make it a little easier to dub it. And then I'm going to just take a little bit of this stuff and kind of split it up, and then in my hand, you can see the shine in this stuff with that Antron. You know, our old buddy Gary Lafontaine, nobody had ever heard of Antron before he brought it forth, and it's one of the great fly tying materials that I've ever seen. Now I'm just going to start this, and then I'll just hold on to the dubbing and just let it feed itself out.
That's a great technique.
And it just, see how it just wraps itself on there? And yet we can keep it kind of slender. We're going to make the head a little darker. So we've got all we need on the body, and so now we can just pull pretty much the rest of this out and just wrap it up to finish the head off. We're still going to add a little more on the head. The next thing we're going to do is pull this pearl tinsel over the Antron body. So we got to keep that right on top. You can make a little scud like this too, and it works pretty good. And then we're just going to wrap all that down with our wire. So we'll just start here and just make a segmented look. You got to be kind of careful that this pearlescent tinsel doesn't slide over on the sides. So see, I'm kind of being careful to keep it up on the top. Now we've got this little shiny thing, and now you can kind of see where the term electric caddis comes from. So then we want to finish this off with a little darker head, and we'll put a little bit of legs on it. So what I'm going to do here is take some of this partridge feather.
You use a lot of partridge in your
I
fly.
love partridge. I think it's the greatest stuff. One reason I love it is because I love to hunt partridge.
I know. I was going to say, it's a good excuse for you to go hunting.
It sure is. They're fun little birds to hunt. So what we're going to do is just going to take some of this partridge, and I don't use much of it, so I'm just going to take about 6 or 8 strands of it, tie it on here, and just kind of let it roll over so it kind of comes out on the, kind of over on the side of the fly, on this side. And then we'll put another little batch of it on the other side, just a few fibers, kind of give a little bit of movement to the fly. So we got some here on this side. I think I've got a little heavier amount, so we'll tie this right on this side.
Good.
Yeah, we'll get them on the sides, and then that's about right. Just kind of give some little legs on there. And then we're going to take some of this stuff, and you know what this stuff is because you use this too. It's called Arizona peacock dubbing.
Yep, peacock dubbing, or Arizona crystal rabbit.
And boy, does that stuff look buggy. Okay, now we're going to take some of this, and this stuff's a little harder to dub because it's really coarse. So I'm going to make sure to, again, wax the thread, and then we'll just use that same dubbing technique. And you can also just use the real deal here, real peacock.
Sure.
Sometimes I use that, but I kind of like this Arizona dubbing. Now we're just going to wrap this on there, and that's all we need, just enough to darken the head up, and then we'll finish it up here. And that kind of sticks out all over everywhere, and we got to find our web finisher. And we're pretty much done with our little caddis.
Simple and effective.
Oh yeah, it's a great fly. I've used this for quite a few years actually. Been around a long time.
It's a great little fly.
What I'm going to do is just kind of put it in this hackle plier so you can see it a little better. Can you see that thing?
Oh yeah, that's great looking.
And notice when it swings around on the back, then you get that shine. And I kind of like this color on this bead.
Right.
So many of them are so bright, you know, gold, or some of them are bright gold or bright silver, but this is kind of a pewter, and it notice how it just kind of blends into it.
Right. I like copper too.
That's good color, yeah.
Yeah, the brown, I'd probably go with the copper.
Yeah. Well, I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Try with the brown one. Little electric caddis fly.